kitchen. As I said before, they wouldn't allow anybody inside here. The people who could go inside here, it was us from the kitchen when bringing food here. But the prison guard in charge here is going to search you. He will open those pods, want to see what is inside there. Right. So when you smuggle with these leaders here, working in the kitchen, you must know how to hide things in those pods. They shouldn't catch you. You shouldn't be punished. Right. So it was very tough when you get punished. You go C-section here where they used to punish people, you know, for solitary confinement. Right. So you go into that section, be punished there. Right. So it's not nice to stay 3 months without seeing people. Right. You stay alone in that small cell. It's a dark cell. 1 meal per day, not a good one also. A small cup of water like this every day. So they will treat people in that manner. Now tell me, after 3 months now, when you get released, when they release you from that isolation cell, first time you see the light or the sun, what happens to you? Right. So you just collapse, you get sick and all that. Right. So it wasn't nice to be punished in that way. But people, they would risk, they would do whatever they do just to meet this old man, you know, pass that message and all that they will do. Right. And that was their courtyard. This is where they play sport. This is where they exercise, in this courtyard here. Right. The 2 black poles that you see, they will either hang a tennis or a volleyball net in this section. Right. Mr. Mandela, very good in tennis. Right. Played a lot of tennis, that old man. Tennis balls also were used to smuggle, right, in this section here. You got A section and C section this side. So in order to communicate those people, they'll cut it, that tennis ball, and put a message inside and throw it that side, right? So they will get a message. Their garden there, they plant some beautiful flowers and some vegetables. Mr. Motsoaledi and Mr. Mandela, you always find me here in the garden, looking after this garden. It used to be very neat, very, very clean. That grape tree over that side there, that's where they used to sit. There's some benches underneath there. They used to sit in that grape tree when it's very, very hot here in Robben Island there, right? To make a nice shadow for them there, right? And the pictures in front here is some of the leaders that were also here. They came here in the early 90s during the reunion to come and visit their section here, right? Clarence Makwedu of the PAC, Pan-African Congress, Wilton Mukwai of the ANC doing long sentence, life sentence here, and Tateding Ake from Botswana. He was helping our guys in and out of Botswana at the time we were fighting, right? Arrested. Right? After the release, he went back to Botswana. He was in the parliament of Botswana. And this is Andimba, Toivo of Swat from Namibia. Right? And this picture in the middle here was taken in the early 60s by the International Red Cross Committee. They were allowed to come and inspect this prison. Some of our guys here sitting, cutting stones from the quarry, the stones that they built this prison. The stones you can see in every wall of this prison. They are even called the blue stones. Right. And Nelson Mandela, and that is Walter Sisulu. Now, I think some of you have read that book that Nelson wrote here. He wrote it here from this section, Long Walk to Freedom. You read the book, isn't it? Yeah, no, then in that case, I don't have to, you know, summarize it. You know about the book. So when they started building this wall, right, because there used to be a fence before, digging the foundation for this wall to be built, over that corner there in the garden, they discovered a pipe. And inside that pipe, it was a script of the book that Nelson started writing here, Long Walk to Freedom, right? So that script was taken into the offices by the authority. They were not happy because they wanted to smuggle the script outside. But later then they realized that, no, somebody amongst them, Comrade Mac Maharaj, will be released soon. So they sat down and they wrote another one, similar to the one that was taken inside there, right? And gave it to Mac on his release day. He managed to hide it. Whenever you get released, you get searched in this prison here. But, you know, they never found it anyway, right? So he went out with it. Could not be printed here because that time we were a banned organization. So he went to England, in London. That's where it was printed into a book and published while Mr. Mandela still here in this prison. And that book is in any language around the world. So you guys, you can tell me, you can, even in here at home, in different languages. I've seen it in Sotho, I've seen it in Xhosa and Zulu, Long Walk to Freedom, right? So it's not only in English, right? Many, in French also is there. So you get that book. In German, you can get it also there, right? Now, that book was there, and Mac Maharaj went to London, right? So from that corner over there, the fourth window, 1, 2, 3, 4, that is where Nelson Mandela have spent 18 years in that small cell there. 18 years he spent. Remember, he was sentenced for life in prison. He stayed for 27 years in prison. So 18 from that 27 here in Robben Island in that small cell there. In 1982, he was taken out of Robben Island. He was with Walter Sisulu, Ahmad Kataba, Wilton Mukwai, Raymond Mklabe, and Tumlangeni, and all that. They were taken to Pollsmoor prison here in Cape Town. They stayed. Yes, the government wanted to release them on conditions they renounce violence. They don't attend political meetings, and they should report daily to the police. But they refuse, those old men. They say, no, we can't do that. Right? We can't do that. We'd rather die in prison. Only in 1989, then they were released, unconditional, of course. Right? They went outside. But Mandela wasn't released. He was taken to another prison called Victor Verster here around Cape. He stayed there. And while he was there now, there was pressure on the government again. Right? That's why the government decided that it will release Nelson Mandela and other political prisoners. Let those in exile come back home, sit down and talk to the ANC for a peaceful settlement in this country and unban all political organizations in this country. And that's exactly what happened. 1990, the 11th of February, Nelson Mandela was released, and many of us followed. We started sitting down, talking to the government now. No more fighting in this country. We have seen all those negotiation teams. Groote Schuur Minute, Pretoria Minute, CODESA 1, 2, and 3. They made it possible that we stop war in this country. We don't fight anymore. It's not nice seeing people being killed every day, right? We need to sit down. We need to talk, for a peaceful settlement of our country. Hence, we are such a peaceful country, South Africa, right? So if you go inside there, you'll see the two men that were sleeping on the floor before the beds were introduced, some blankets, and a brownish bucket that they use as a toilet when they are locked inside there. No toilets in those small cells. Everyone will go out with his bucket, every morning, and then clean it, leave it outside there to get dry. When they come from the quarries, after having supper, he mustn't forget his bucket to go inside there when it's going to be locked. They stayed in that way, this old man of this prison here, right? So if you go in, I'll give you a chance to go inside there. Those with cameras, you can take pictures, right? And then when you finish, I'll be standing in the passage inside there. You just come to me. I will take you outside, and I'll show you the way to the harbor. This is the end of the prison tour, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.